I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for this community, for our respective families. We thank you for this great nation that we live in. Dear God, as we go about the business of our town and city tonight, we just pray that you'll guide our comments, that we will make the correct judgments to benefit a majority of our constituents. We pray, dear God, that you continue to watch over each individual who's represented tonight and for the leaders of our county, our state, and our federal government as well. All these things we ask you for and thank you for in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Go have a seat.
All right. Looks like we need to approve the minutes from the 4/17/2023 meeting.
I will make a motion that we approve them as written.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next will be the bills paid in April of last month. Any questions or anything on the bills there?
Had a couple, but Jimmy straightened them out for me. He's on the job.
Well, I will make a motion that we approve our bills that we paid last month.
You got a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you all for paying the bills. Next, we got the fire department report, but I do not see Chief Markham. Do you know anything?
Yeah, I don't know about if he's coming, but there were 9 county calls and 3 city. And first responders, 3 county and 1 city in April.
Well, moving right along, we got Chief Arnett with our police report.
Good evening. I'm gonna cover April 1st through April 31st, 2023 for the monthly activity report. Complaints and activity is 266, adult arrest 4, juvenile arrest 2, drug involved arrest 1, traffic citations 16, traffic warnings 30, motorist assist 5, vehicle lockout assist 4, other public assist 38, crash reports 4, alarm calls 5, city assist, county assist 35, and all 4 vehicles are in good running order, nothing major coming up on those. On our city revenues, year to date, 7,605. Drug funds 1,187.50 cents. And the county fines year to date is $159.60.
Anybody got any questions? Chief Arnett? Thank you. All right. Next, we got the utility report. So everybody's got a copy there. It's like one water call, Florida and Main Street.
That was actually a water line repair, which is kind of.
And just off one line.
It's off one line, but it was this down here on the road by the funeral home. It was a leak.
Number of lift station issues, repairs, 3, just like the Gathering and Rixie's. 4 hydrants flush, Winterberry and Maine and Florida. 4 811 locates. And had the gas inspection on April the 26th. Looks like on 4/15/2023, the lift station behind the Gathering had a mechanical malfunction and sewer backed up into the Megan Sterling residence. The sewer at the time was contaminated with gasoline. TDEC, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, was notified and the lift station was repaired. TDEC is continuing with their studies to determine the source of the gasoline breach. I don't know if some of y'all may have noticed, there's been heavy presence over in town for the last.
Is that the white truck?
Yeah,
They're
White Dodge.
actually gone today.
Okay.
They're
They're
gone?
actually gone today when I went to the bank.
Well, I seen they had a pump truck pumping all the barrels out.
They did it 30 days or what they, how they monitored it.
But, I'm sure we'll find out what they,
So they to write a report or just, we know how that?
I really don't know.
We just know the state took over after we had to call it in.
Yeah, I mean, cause
Well,
we
you called
didn't,
them immediately.
yeah, we didn't authorize anybody to dump gasoline in our sewer.
Right, right.
So, of course, we had to find the cause of it to prevent it from happening again, which sewage backups aren't uncommon, unfortunately, but the gas made it a really dangerous condition. Not to mention, I mean, the lift station could have blown up, spark, anything could have. It was pretty bad. I mean, so we pumped about 1,000 gallons off of it ourselves, and then they come in and pumped it again. I'm not sure how many gallons they pumped out, but we had to pump it into totes because we didn't know where to carry it to. No, we couldn't put it in our lagoon. We couldn't, most people wouldn't take it.
Did you say 1,000 gallons of
Roughly.
gas?
Well, of sewage and gas mixed.
Okay.
Gas sits on top of the
Yeah, I
sewage,
thought so.
so we pumped it all down as far as we could reach.
That's not an accident, that's just too much.
It was a lot. And you can still catch a hint of the fumes, but yeah, like I said, as far as I know, it's not at any explosive levels, and hopefully we have it fixed where it won't back up in anybody's house again.
It could have been an accident, that's just a lot to me.
Also, our unaccounted, are there any questions or anything on that? All right, well, next, our water loss for April. Let's see. 0.935%, I believe, or 31,711 gallons of unaccounted for water.
It's less than 1%, right?
Yeah.
How
9/10.
How'd we do that?
Well, just, how the months roll
Oh,
over,
okay.
like some payments and what is,
Okay. Well, it looks good in there anyway.
Yeah, that's what you know.
All right, any questions or anything on the utility report? All right, next, Ms. Liliana Tishanette, from the Public Affairs Specialist of SBA, Small Business Administration, I believe. She was not able to make it here tonight, but she has been acting and informing people about the FEMA assistance. I actually met with them, I guess it's roughly been a month ago, on Lake Hardin Road. They set up at a church on the west end of Lake Hardin to assist, that since most of the damage came through, Hardin County came through that area around Lone Oaks and Lake Hardin area. So basically, I believe, from what I can understand, there's a lot of other benefits that you can seek if you had any kind of storm damage from the tornadoes that came through. I don't know all the fine details, but I could give you her card or her information if anybody knows of somebody that has had some storm damage and would like to seek some assistance from the FEMA.
That's the reason our roof was getting replaced.
Yeah.
They came through, I mean, it wasn't FEMA, but it was sidetracked.
Yeah, that's all right.
Talk to them, get some additional funds.
Yeah,
I think I might, would be good.
it might pay you deduction.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
All right, next, we have Carson and Austin Bell. They would like to address the board. He is the, I'm assuming it's president, vice president of the soccer.
Well, I'm the president moving out, he's the president moving in.
Okay,
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm coming to talk to you guys about the Hatchie River Area Youth Soccer League. And a, I guess a request that we're asking and. But yeah, so a few little quick stats of what, first off, I want to, on behalf of our league, thank you guys for allowing us to play out here on city property. We obviously greatly appreciate it. It's been fantastic. To give you all a quick rundown on our league, this was established over 30 years ago. I played in it when I was a little boy. It's provides a lot of the area's youth, a lot of really good opportunity. It's competitive enough to where some of our players are even get the opportunities to earn scholarships and go to college. I myself was a beneficiary of that. Got a soccer scholarship, and I'm a product of this league. So it's been around for over 30 years. It's the only organized recreational sport here in Middleton. We have it's really ages 4 to 17, but we do allow 3-year-olds to play up if their parents feel like they're strong enough players, or just want them to learn to be part of a team. This past year, we had 161 players. Of those 161, 69 of those players are from out of Middleton. So we are attracting people from Bolivar, Toon, Walnut, Pocahontas, really all over the county and even into the Mississippi area. Some of the things that we are kind of asking or wanting to do, if you note on the next page, our current field conditions, it's basically just, it's pasture out there that we've turned into a soccer field. So it's got lots of crabgrass, there's divots and ruts and kids and adults running up and down the field. You're getting sprained ankles occasionally, it's rough ground, they're not soccer field standard, or standard quality soccer fields, I guess. The ideal soccer fields down here in the south are Bermuda grass. When you get a little north, it's like the Kentucky bluegrass, but in the southern region, it's Bermuda grass, and obviously, an ideal soccer field is level. So we're wanting to make some upgrades to the fields themselves. We've got 5 fields. On the next page, I've got the different dimensions of all those fields. We've gotten a quote from Foreman Lawn and Landscape, Drew Foreman. He's another product of our soccer league, very, very active in our soccer league now as a business owner, a local business owner, and yeah, he's wanting to help out. His quote for leveling the fields, prepping it with throwing out lime or whatever, and just prepping it for the install of the sod, and then installing the sod itself was about 75 cents a square foot. So over to the left, you can see our overall costs to do each field and then to do the total fields. Our goal is to, over the course of many years, whether it be 5, 6, 7, 8 years, depending on what kind of funding we can raise, and then where I'm going with this, we would like to start upgrading the smaller fields and eventually get to upgrading the larger fields as well. And then we'd like to add some benches, and we need new goals. Some of those goals have been taped and patched together multiple times, and they're many, many years old. So that's those are some of what we would like to do. There's a reason, outside of just providing better facilities for our I guess better fields for our current players. We do see this as an opportunity to reach out to other soccer organizations and host tournaments, and if we have good fields to be able to do that, we can bring other organizations in as well, to hopefully boost our local economy even more. I guess the last page is how can the city of Middleton help? I've come up with 3 kind of ideas. Obviously, I'm here just kind of asking for help. So if anybody has any other ideas, we're all ears. But the first one would be, if us as an organization are gonna start trying to invest in upgrading the fields, we understand that it's currently zoned as industrial, I believe. So there is the possibility of something coming in. We obviously don't want to make a big investment and then have something come in and take the fields from us. Obviously, if we get the assistance from the city as well, I wouldn't think you guys would want to invest in it either and have somebody decide that they wanna buy that plot of land. So our first recommendation would be to either to rezone the current fields to use as like a public park, and then obviously my ask is to assist financially with upgrading these fields. The second option would be to not rezone it and then obviously still need the assistance financially. And then if the land gets purchased, have some form of assurance that, that the city will help move the fields, in the conditions in the upgraded conditions that we invested in, if that makes sense. And then third option is, from my understanding, the city owns this little plot of land over on the other side of TKE, which is very, very close to this soon-to-be beautifully renovated city park. It might be a cool idea to have a Middleton soccer complex within walking distance of our new city park, that they could just be kind of part of it and it be really a permanent place for our league. Like I said, our league's been going on for over 30 years. It's healthy, it's strong, it's financially healthy, it's in a really good place, and so there's no concern or indication of it going away anytime. So that's my presentation. My ask is for just assistance and to kind of help us figure out what we need to do as an organization, in working with the city on the future of our league. So I guess now.
Does anybody got any questions?
Yeah, okay.
Concerns, comments?
Have you approached school? Does school still have a soccer team, high school?
The high school does still have a soccer team, so this could be something that the school, I guess, uses as well. I believe now they're just playing the football field.
That's what they used to do. I didn't know if they still have them.
Yeah. So,
I said, we do have some investment already, just the lights we put up.
Yeah.
I guess like about a year ago. I think it was, we counted 7 poles and it was roughly a little over $6,000. So we counted, what was it, 18?
I think it's 17 or 18
17 or
poles.
18 poles out there right now, just lights.
Yeah.
So based on the 7 that we purchased, roughly $1,000 a pole with lights. So just to relocate the lights herself would be roughly $18,000, $18,000. Just, that's a guess, that's not, I haven't got a quote from Tipler or anything,
Right.
but, that's
Yeah.
just an educated guess. And then, I said, I can understand where he's coming from. If they're gonna spend all this money on, sod or leveling the fields, and then as soon as they get done, we have an industry coming in and really wanting that property, whether it be build to suit or, I don't know if we would entertain selling the property. I like to build to suit myself, but not necessarily on the soccer field at the time, but, that's kind of something, it's uncharted ground. We don't know. To an extent, if somebody wanted to come in, I would like to attach that cost to whoever is wanting to move in or bring business to there. But, we gotta be reasonable as well, because that's a big chunk of money that they're already gonna be investing or signing a lease for so many years. Because you're looking at some of these costs for the sod, I mean, it's, overall, I didn't figure it overall, or granted that would take several years, $90,000, So on top of the 18, you're looking at 110 grand. So I mean,
I think we want some, I wrote down security too. If we put all that into it, I think we want to be sure that somebody didn't drive a truck out there or something. And
yeah,
run up the field and spend that kind of money as well.
Yeah.
So that would be something.
Fencing.
Right.
How
Now,
many
what's the
acres
pay for all of it?
do you need for that complex?
Do you know how many acres that we're currently on?
I do not. I could have looked it up before.
I mean, our fields are all relatively close to each other, so.
We could probably draw it out on
Yeah,
a
it's kind of-
GIS map and find the exact.
Well, I
area,
just wondered,
but-
is this to scale?
No, not
Oh,
the
that's
scale.
just-
That is,
It looked awfully big to me. That's-
exactly, no, that is a, hey, here's an overhead view and
Okay.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, you're probably looking, I'd say 7 or 8 acres, roughly, with all the fields and parking, roughly,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I said, it's up for discussion, I mean, is that something we're willing to pursue?
What
think
is
it sounds
exactly
good.
up for discussion? I want to support having a soccer field.
If they
okay?
spend a bunch of money, they want some kind of assurance that we're not
I
gonna
agree with
That's
sell
you
it.
hundred
reasonable.
percent, I think that's reasonable.
Also, you know, he's wanting us to contribute some where we
Yeah.
can, you
I
know,
think
that's
the city
a
will give
different,
some.
I guess that's a different conversation. Or it can, you know,
This is an initial this is us wanting to kick the started.
started.
Yeah.
uh,
So, I mean, I can tell you that as an organization, we are raising about between 7 and probably 10,000 a year in sponsorships. We've got about 16 local businesses that sponsor us, so we've got the support of our local business community. It seems like we've got the support of
I think you got to support the community.
yeah, of the community, so it's that's where we are as far as our current fundraising goes, is we're in that 7 to 10,000 range. So, like I said, this, with y'all's help, depending on, now that being said, we got goals that we have to upgrade, and then we want to put some benches, and just, because right now, the kids are sitting on pallets, which, that's fine, whatever, but we wind up having a lot of parents that show up without their lawn chairs, and just, we're trying to make it nicer, environment for the whole thing, but yeah, so that's why I said we're looking at this being a multi-year thing, where we try to upgrade fields as we go.
Is there a fee associated with playing or
Yes, the fee, it's a $50 fee. Okay, $55 fee, if you register early, it's 50. And I would say 80% register early and gets that $50 fee. With that $50, they get an actual soccer jersey. It's not just a t-shirt, but it's actually a soccer jersey. They get shorts and they get socks with that as well. So they get their full outfit, and it includes soccer season runs, practices start in August, and games start in September and run through mid-November.
I would like time to think about it. I think the, location close to the park, just me talking,
yeah,
it's hard to put heavy industry there because of the road. We got a good road out there for industry in this location close to the park. We could probably, in my opinion,
Yeah.
we should think about that.
I do too.
Cause you got parking at the park and a little walking
Something else
distance.
also,
Pardon?
when we discussed him just a couple of months ago using that property for something else,
Just a
is that gone?
helicopter.
Yeah, I thought that's.
Yeah, that helicopter drops down.
but no, that's a very small, I mean,
If it drops down there, you got the same problem that you do at the park, it's gonna be gravel.
No,
going
we're
everywhere.
uh,
gonna separate it.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
It
yeah,
ain't gonna be sitting in this.
okay,
Plenty of room for both.
okay.
cool. Yeah, it's
But
30.
anyway, I would like to,
acres.
look at how big and see if there's a place we could put it there, because we could leave the road there
Yeah,
and maybe make a walking path over to the park
I like
trails.
that idea.
And you got all the parking and stuff at the park, the bathrooms. And then we still got a
There will
good
be
heavy road
bathrooms.
for
Okay.
industry and the other industrial park. That's just something to think about.
Yeah,
I don't sense any objection at all. I said,
And that-
as far as financial into things, I don't know how much we could do each year, but I think it's a good idea.
It will be more expensive because you start from scratch, but
Right.
yeah.
it'd be better in the long run, I think.
I agree.
That's kind of where I was
I did.
We're
thinking
gonna
as
have to wait for
well.
it from this park, we're already there. Alright, I took them there last summer, so.
oh, okay, good.
But,
Can it be involved in moving the lights?
well, TIPA will not reset a used pole, so they would require all new poles and lights. I run into that when we built the state building, about putting those existing poles and lights back up, they would not do that. Unless something's changed since then. But yeah, I mean, and that could be like our backup
Initial
plan.
investment will be more to move it.
Yes,
It may be better in the long run.
I'm like you, Bo, I like the idea of a new improved, let's start to do it right, I
Yeah.
like that.
and that would free up, of course, some industrial.
Would we want to try to improve Pulse Road out to that, to try to accommodate more traffic or anything like that? Do we need to do anything like that, Trey?
Well, that's part of the reason for moving it here is because it don't have to have a heavy road here.
No.
Right.
You got your heavy road at the industrial part where it's needed.
I was just sitting there looking at that thinking, we had all that traffic coming in and out of Pulse Road there. Of course, they got two ends of it, so.
Yeah, and you got the park, yeah, with the park.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I say that needs further study.
Yeah.
I think
So-
we're all saying we're
We
gonna
wanna support
support you. But we got to figure this thing out. I think but they need to be included too. There needs to be a committee, you know how I do like planning, right? I like to know everything that's expected this year, next year, and
Well,
next year.
I don't see it happening this fall.
Oh, no,
Not
no.
this fall.
We've already got our fall league, it's already planned and it's already in motion at this point. But if we would like to, our league's not going anywhere, it's only growing. Last year we had 132, and this is obviously post-COVID where things kind of were,
Year before last, we had 130.
yeah, we had 130 and we grew it by another 30 kids this past fall. So,
Is the most expensive one the one that would be required for the high school to play on?
yes, that would be the, yeah. that would be-
I would like to see them kick in with some support as well.
Well, the high school, that's a good thing.
If they want to entertain playing on Mark.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And also, so I guess before we meet again, whether it be a board meeting or be a financial committee on, or the Parks and Recreation, do we still have a park committee?
We don't have a commissioner anymore.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's something.
Okay. So like an average size that you would need, say if we laid the fields out perfectly, you know, how much area are we talking?
Room for bleachers or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And some parking. Lay them out, you know, kind of get you a sketch like you got here.
Mhm.
Lay them out the way the lights and stuff would be the most effective, the best use of them. And then we'll look at our options in the North Industrial Park. Like I said, and it could potentially be rezoned, as Parks and Rec. I mean, it's not as appealing of an industrial site because of the entry, the road, the conditions per se.
Do you know how flat it is over there?
Um,
I haven't actually.
From the road south, it is a grade,
Mhm.
but now it flattens out there for a while, and we just have to go out there and look at it. You know, like I said, we still have some heavy equipment.
Farm for a while.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of this roads and stuff out there.
No, it was no till.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, so we've been cutting hay off of it the last couple
Okay.
years, so, to kind of get an idea.
to grow rice.
Yeah, it gets wet. The further south you go, it's low and it's wet, but like I said, there's plenty of, I think out of the 30 acres that's there, we can come up with 8 or 10 that we'll need, no problem. So, I mean, if you wanna go out there and look at it, kinda get an idea, come up here and meet with us, just let me know, and I'll come meet with you and we'll go look at it, and I'll bring it back to the board, or if you wanna come back to the meeting, once we kinda get it narrowed down, which of course, like I said, we've got a little time, because this fall, you know, we're kinda set,
Be where you at.
stay where you at.
If we're gonna do anything, if we're gonna do anything before next year, we need to be laying sod in the early spring-ish
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So, we got a few months to discuss it obviously, but, yeah, that's why we're here tonight.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for all you're doing for the kids.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do in the community.
And if you want to, you can call this and kinda get an idea, on code on some lights. I mean, we may not need that many poles. If you lay
We'll
them,
lay it out differently, we might be able to.
starting fresh, we can lay them out, you know.
Maybe bigger lights or something.
Yeah, you know, we've got options there, so we'll try to look at the most economical, most, you know, I guess the flattest or as far as the positioning and parking and all, we'll go from there.
Well, if you guys do come up with a park committee or whatever and want me to come sit in, I'm available anytime.
Thanks, man.
Great presentation. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it,
Thank
thank you.
y'all. All right, next, on the agenda, the library has recommended Barbara Olliger as a library board member. Is there a motion to accept this recommendation? I don't know.
I know, she's one of my friends.
Okay.
Is
So
she our league or?
No, she's, well, I don't know how to explain to you who she is, but she helps with the food drive.
I know like from Winslow.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe in 17.
No, she is not, but she is in the women's group.
She's always in
Yeah.
the
All right, so I have a motion.
She's,
How long is this term?
And Sharon said, big for a 2-year term, could go as long as 4, they can serve two-year terms maximum.
And this is replacing Andrea Robbins?
Correct.
Well, any other discussion? I got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
And I think Terry is thinking she's gonna, she's gonna take my place, if that's okay also, I don't know if we need to.
Well, not yet, I don't.
Not yet, they gotta do
They're
it,
not
they
yet.
gotta do it, and so that'll be coming up here before long.
I think Cindy said the meeting was in July,
Yep.
the library.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
thank you.
Next, we're asking the board to surplus the 2001 Chevrolet van. VIN number, y'all can read it there. Attempting to get this item over to Fergie Auctions and Realty in Whiteville to be auctioned off along with the 1993 tanker chassis, which is already in Whiteville. The said tanker and chassis was surplus by the board 4/18 of 22. So this is the van that we gave to the utilities for them to store tools and stuff in it. Well, it's never really been used, so it's just sitting around in the way. And while it's still in decent running condition, we like to get rid of it and get what we can out of it.
To surplus the 2001 Chevy van.
I got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. I was trying to get Jimmy to put some school bus seats in it and go get prisoners. And bring back and help do the work around the
You
city.
can't work with me.
But, he didn't feel like he was warding the material. Next, for informational purposes only, the city will be attempting to take the 2 police cars, the black 2006 and the white 2009 model, over to Fergie Auctions and Realty to be auctioned as well. These 2 vehicles were surplused at the 12/21/2020 board meeting. All right, next, the employer contribution rate for Tennessee Consolidated Retirement System, or TCRS, is recommended to remain at 9.92% for the fiscal year July 1st, 2023 through June the 30th of 24. Is there a motion to approve the stated rate?
So moved.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Well, I think, seemed like we didn't have a vote on the tanker check, or the van, but it's good.
I think we did,
Resolution 2023-02, this pertains to the TCRS in relation to the part-time employees of the city of Middleton. Under the city's current agreement with TCRS, we're to offer to part-time employees the option of taking part in TCRS. The current vesting period for full-time employees is 5 years. So for a part-time employee to become vested, they're looking at least 10 years. This will pertain to only new employees hired after the date of this resolution if approved. This is outside of the purview of a part-time employee being hired that is coming from employment where he or she had been contributing to TCRS, such as a school teacher or law enforcement individual. This is more for housekeeping issues and to help the city stay in compliance.
I move we let them join the TCRS, is that what I was asking for?
Yes,
Well, then we do away with our part-time provision.
Okay, where they can join. even a part-time can join.
Well, we have that right now. And we're
I'll just take it.
doing away with it.
Okay. I'll move to do away with a part-time TCRS.
This is recommended from TCRS.
They have to work for 10 years part-time to be able to be vested anyway.
I'll second Bull's motion.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. I'm gonna read this resolution 2023-02 to y'all or not, but,
I've read it.
who's the clerk?
Terry.
Oh,
Mayor, there's a mayor.
confused with the last one.
We have, this resolution is one reading, right?
Right,
All right, next, resolution 2023-03 pertains to TCRS also. This resolution pertains to the 3-month probationary period that new city employees have to wait in order to be a member of TCRS. This resolution would do away with the said period, so they would immediately be eligible for TCRS as of their hire date, is the way I'm understanding.
correct.
Good with that. I move we adopt
I got a,
2023-03.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I will second both motions.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right. Next, we have resolution 2023-04, which also pertains to TCRS. This resolution pertains to establishing a line of duty benefit that would be paid out to an employee's surviving spouse or surviving minor children. There is very minimum cost to the city, no upfront expenses, and the expenses would only affect the contribution rate as the city uses. As Chief Bowden shared with the board at a previous meeting, our last line of duty fatality was in the late 1800s. So basically this would authorize the city to pay out the benefits to their survivor,
How much would that affect our rate,
only when used, so we don't.
Very negligible.
even if it's used?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will make a motion to approve resolution 2023-04.
Got a motion
I will second.
and a second. Is there any other discussion?
And it could be kind of embarrassing if something did happen.
Yeah, we didn't
and the
pay
city
them.
didn't have a benefit.
Yeah. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Are we eligible for TCRS through? I mean, we're in it, but I just wondered if that would,
Oh, y'all,
city council members, not really all.
We can join a state 401k with no expenses, but the city doesn't contribute, only what we put in, at least that's what I remember.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
16?
The mileage reimbursement rate for the city employees is 65.5 cents per mile driven for business, as per the IRS. This is a 3-cent increase from the .625 that was passed 8/15/2022. Is there a motion to approve the IRS standard mileage rate of, oh, I think it's got too many zeros, Jimmy. It looks like 65.5 cents, but this is 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5 cents.
Yeah. .655.
Not a zero.
Okay, not the zero there.
Right, Jimmy?
You don't want
Is that
to
right?
Should be 65 and a
Yeah,
half cents, .655.
Do I have a motion?
Take the math there.
I cheated off you from.
Somebody make a
No,
motion.
not yet.
Okay, I make a motion that we, can you say it for me,
We
Bob? That we
approve the
accept,
new mileage
Yeah.
rate of 65.5 cents.
yeah, 6.5
Those are the words. And I will second.
We got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Next, With all that's currently taking place with the new appraisals across the state, including our county, we have been issued a preliminary certified tax rate of 0.7154 per $100 assessed value. Our current rate being 0.9287. The 0.7154 is the rate the city is having to use for budget purposes. Is there a motion to approve this tax rate based on the preliminary rate supplied to the city by the state?
A question, will that leave our revenue about the same, or we don't really know yet?
It's about the same.
Yeah, I think that's why they're dropping it,
Yeah.
you know, to kind of keep the revenues and stuff roughly the same.
I don't know how many times I've been chewed out, but everybody's taxes is going up.
We've all.
And I'm trying to explain
Not
it
you
to
two,
them.
though, right? We've all been chewed out except for those things.
I move we adopt the 0.7154 rate
You got a
for
motion?
budget purposes.
A motion, do I have a second?
I'll see.
And a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Next, the city has received notice from the Tennessee Comptroller's Office that the 2023 appraisal ratio adopted by the State Board of Equalization for the tax year 2023 is to be 1 for Hardin County, including Middleton. Is there a motion to approve said ratio of 1?
I will make a motion that we approve the 2023 appraisal ratio to 1.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion?
Yes, you can.
I'll let that somebody that might know.
Don't answer that.
Well, the way I'm understanding it is it would be like $1 per every 100, but that's probably not right.
It has to do with volatility.
Okay.
Sure. I don't understand that. Okay.
A while back, it was 0.87, and if you recall that rate, we picked it up incorrectly a few years ago as our tax rate. You don't
I
remember
remember.
that conversation?
Yes, I remember that conversation.
So to help them to kind of equal out with the tax rates, that this ratio gets involved, but it's clearly over my head. That's-
Accounting stuff.
Yeah. Volatile.
So volatile.
That was.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next. Overlook 2023 fiscal year annual renewal for the attorney, the auditor, banks, and newspaper. We'll start with A. I guess I'm looking for a motion to keep Tom Minor as our city attorney.
So moved.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
I second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. And next, I will be looking for a motion to keep Jones and Jones as our auditor.
I'll move we keep Jones and Jones.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Next, currently we're using Simmons and Centennial banks. Do I have a motion to keep these banks currently that we're using?
So moved.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is the newspaper, currently the Bolivar Bulletin Times. Which I guess I'll need a motion.
Is that the only newspaper we have in town? What do y'all consider?
Social media.
Social media, not a newspaper?
Well, if we have a place on our website where we can put public notices, but if it's required by law later notice, which some of them are required to be printed in a printed newspaper, but some of them are not required to be printed. So,
Well, if it's required to be printed, we only have one newspaper.
I know.
I move we.
I got a motion, do I have a second? Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right. Next, Juneteenth. I guess y'all can only imagine what this is for. It's been brought to our attention that we're one of the few municipalities in the county that do not offer Juneteenth as a paid holiday.
Discuss this sometime back.
Last Juneteenth.
What, yeah?
Oh, we've passed it.
I thought it,
So it's,
Y'all didn't do it.
no, we didn't do nothing.
we just talked about it.
Yeah, we
did
talked about
nothing.
Is this something
We
y'all would
thought
like
we
to
did
pursue?
I think we have
I think
to.
we
All
need
right.
to, yes, I'm sorry.
So we would, so you want this to be a paid city holiday?
I think it needs to be.
I guess this is the first year that the state recognizes it.
Right.
Okay.
So do I have a motion to make Juneteenth a city?
I will make a motion to make
Paid holiday?
Juneteenth a paid holiday.
I got a motion, do I have a second? Any other discussion?
Effective immediately.
Yeah.
Jump ahead.
Yep.
Well, it ain't June yet, so.
Yeah, so good.
Not July 1st.
No, I need to take place this year.
Yeah, we talked about
Come on, this
it.
budget.
Well, I thought we had, but I was wrong on that.
Yeah. And we talked about it last year, but we never,
And I didn't vote on the previous motion, Terry was looking at me at that, I didn't vote on the previous motion, so I'm back to me on that too. I'm gonna no vote that for Middleton.
all right. We can do that, do we need to hold another vote?
Now, do we have to, is there things we have to have printed?
And there's a lot of it we have.
Legally,
to
we have
post
to
it.
have it posted in a paper. Okay, I thought that was right.
All right, do we need to hold another vote on the 19th? We good. All right, next is the first reading of budget.
We didn't Joe
We,
vote.
we didn't vote on Juneteenth.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying
I
aye.
made a motion, did it get seconded?
Yes.
Okay, my bad, somebody said.
Sharon.
Sharon.
He doesn't
Oh.
hear, he doesn't hear my voice.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes
I would
have
say
it.
you should start paying attention, but.
That's what my hard of hearing just comes in handy.
All right, first reading of budget amending ordinance 2023-07. So if you, I mean, I'll read it if y'all want me to, but I'm assuming most of us here can read.
This is correcting,
It's balancing the budget.
balancing the budget that we're currently in.
Yeah,
Okay.
if there's any questions or any, most of them are increases.
Increases in revenue and some increases in expenses or decreases, whatever.
Yeah.
I move we approve ordinance number 2023-07.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
So, seconded?
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Well, thank y'all for not making me read that sucker. We gotta go, this is just first reading, right?
Right.
We don't have to read it again. Right, next would be the first reading of ordinance 2024-01, annual physical budget. Anybody got any questions or concerns over the?
These are projected revenues, right?
Correct.
Using
And
that new
expenses.
tax rate. Oh, and
Right.
expenses, okay, yeah.
That's pretty impressive, you know
It
Good low
really is.
Middleton.
it, it really is.
I was kinda shocked. It's just the amount that it's went up in the last few years.
I move we approve ordinance 2024-01.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
It's a lot better than making a decision about what to do.
Yeah.
Having enough money to meet your needs.
Yes, I agree.
Right, next is the first reading of ordinance 2024-02, the annual capital expenditures. questions or anything over the capital expenditures? We kinda looked at what we thought would be a good place to put some of these things, or what we wanted to do over the next year, which, you know, we put our park upgrade into it, just kinda scattered it out where we thought we would need some funds to, whether it be water, sewer, gas, library, community center, like some upgrades in there, kitchen and the bathrooms and the floors.
And anything like this, if we have something come up.
We can always amend it, yes.
right?
This is just a baseline, this is just something to send to the state to approve our budget.
Like Evan said, we put the money in there last year for the park, but
Yeah,
that didn't materialize.
yeah, we had no idea it was gonna take this long to get a contract in hand before we start doing the work. Cause I was trying to split it over 2 years, you know, where it wouldn't be such a big hit in one calendar year. So as long as we get started good, finishing, you know, in June we're halfway point, or maybe a little more than halfway, then that way we'll break it up over 2 budget years instead of.
When are they saying now they're gonna?
We've got a meeting tomorrow morning
Yeah.
about obtaining your
Grant
grant
funds.
funds.
Yeah. So hopefully soon, hopefully this summer.
We'll wait to meet with that other committee until after you've had that one, how's that? So, everybody, for Fin and Feather Festivals, wants to know, are we gonna do it? Well,
It'll be a lot, I mean, the soccer field will be a prime spot for it Labor Day weekend. Soccer when does soccer start?
They're practicing then, they start practicing in August.
Yeah.
I think you said season starts in September, didn't it? We run through mid-November.
Yeah, usually
Well,
it's,
that's the first weekend. of
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
so, I mean, you got lights, the only thing we'd have to put some porta potties
until
up
tonight, I
there.
didn't have that hope.
And some
but tonight,
electricity.
I'm thinking tonight.
Electricity would be an issue, for all the vendors. We do have breaker boxes and lights, of course, but then as far as receptacles and places to run stuff, we really don't, it's not accommodated for that, but with, I don't know, the way Vernon's set up for the park down here, it might could be used similar to where it's at now, tied into one of those breaker boxes. But I don't know, we'd have to look into that, but,
Okay, thank you.
well, I guess ordinance 2024-02, do we?
I'll move with adopt ordinance 2024-02.
I will second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Next. Annual utility rates, first reading of ordinance 2024-03.
Just left them as they were, no increases.
No increases. We run out of surplus in all the departments, right? Not a big one, but some surplus in all the
Yeah,
utilities.
Yeah. Solid waste is the only one that gets really close.
Oh,
So, just for, I guess, food for thought, the lagoon project, it's gonna have a pretty healthy depreciation note. So, we're gonna need to increase some sewer fees somewhere in the near future.
can we do that mid-year if we need to? We can.
So, my thoughts to y'all would be, who's using the most water and sewer?
I bet.
If I had to guess, I'm sure I could be told for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's the plant. So I'm looking at, we possibly need to increase our commercial or industrial sewer rates, to account for the lagoon expansion, because they're the ones using the capacity of our lagoon. Probably 3 or 4 times to what, or more than what the residents are using. So it's not fair to pass that cost on to the residents for something that they're not causing. You know, we're having to upgrade it because our volume has exceeded our capacity, and that's part of the reason why, or that's the reason why.
They're not the only industrial either, we get a little from TGT, and that, we got that place out there.
Fell crane.
Yeah,
And, Middleton Farm Glass, is it?
yeah, I mean, there's other industrial.
And the
out
state.
there in Hamlet.
There's several, how many is
Yeah,
it?
but the numbers are a lot
Yeah,
greater.
yeah, the
Of course,
volume.
it can't be, of course.
Yeah, they're not
Some
using,
kind of divider in there, I think, somewhere on the size of the industrial plant. I was thinking I'd read somewhere on usage,
yeah,
to where some over a certain level pay a higher level. I thought
Well, I mean, like, the plan, there, if we had, that's why we had to get that pre-treatment plan and all that stuff, because they're actually using stuff, washers and stuff, these other little
we're just listening
businesses
to
are
us.
It's
flushing
just
toilets.
regular
Yeah,
sewage.
But I said that's food for thought. I mean, that's my opinion, that's my outlook on it, because, you know, they're a lot of the reason we're having to do this.
yeah, whenever the pre-treatment went into place, that's when we raised them before.
Yeah,
You know, they got, so it's probably due. That's been.
that was 2012, is that right?
Probably
2012,
so.
that's when they put the
Wow.
powder line, that's when they put the powder coat paint line.
28 and, no, they may have put that in the 908, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, cause Walnut moved up there in 12, so it was 08, 09.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's time, I mean, and of course,
A lot of water through there.
and that's, like I said, that's what we're having to accommodate. And once we get that behind us, then we'll start looking at replacing some of the sewer lines, because, you know, without the capacity, we can't bring any more business in, we can't, you know, we can't take on any more sewage, we can't grow any, whether it be a few houses or it be another business. I mean, we're pushing the envelope there at capacity right now. So hopefully we'll have that resolved in the near future. I don't wanna say on the timelines based on on the park, how much longer it's taking than I thought, but,
Yeah.
so let's see, so do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2024-03? Are you gonna go over anything else there? I mean, is everything staying the same as it was previous
Move to
calendar?
approve it. 2403.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, let's see, next, Nina Swift, the MES PTO president, is asking for use of the community center for the purpose of a uniform swap. No money will be exchanged or not able to use the school, the floors are being refinished. The date would be July the 22nd.
Well, all they're gonna do is, we didn't let the church have it because they were doing something. We didn't let the Civitan have it because they're doing something. But these people are not doing something, are they? They're just giving out
They
shit.
get tickets or something, I don't know how it works, but they get tickets each child, and they, I guess, bring their uniforms to swap out to get.
Yeah. But that's not the same thing as what the Civitan or the church was doing. They were actually using the building. But I mean, everybody's a citizen. If you don't let one have it for nothing, you can't let somebody else have it for nothing.
Yeah.
Unless there's a real good exception. I'm looking for the exception.
What are they doing with it? They're giving uniforms out to kids for free?
Swap.
Yeah,
They're
basically,
swapping.
you bring your old uniforms that your kids have outgrown and turn them in, and your kid gets some kind of tickets for something later on in the school year that they can use to their advantage. And then they're taking these uniforms and giving them to the kids
That are needed.
they're needy kids.
I want to support this, and just say an exception.
Well, it's community outreach, the way I look at it, the same as
Yeah, well,
the
Baptist
church or,
may want to do it
you know,
too.
what we did with them, we gave them
Industrial rate.
the industrial rate of $50 a day. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Now, I'll pay
Right,
her
we did.
$50 for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can just do
No,
it.
we
I would look at it that they're a government entity as we are. Your churches are not.
Well, PTO is not.
Well, that's true too, but they are supporting the school.
Yeah.
That would be mine.
Well,
But
the
they're-
preacher was trying to support the church.
Yeah, but that's not a government entity.
Oh, okay.
They don't receive tax dollars.
Come up with it, tell me it's an exception, I'll vote yes on it.
I don't know, I mean, I kinda see where Randy's going with
I
it.
know where Randy's going, but
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't care to pay the $50.
I'll pay the $50.
Well-
They say no, and I'll give you $50.
Yeah, y'all are bored.
It's not, rented already for the 22nd.
No.
They want me to do that on Saturday. That's when we
that what this 22nd is on Saturday?
Yes, I will check it all.
Yeah, it is Saturday. What do y'all think? Have a motion
Where is that, what I
to
said?
give the $50 to,
So are you opposed to giving the $50 rate like we did to the church?
They don't want it for $50 rate, they want it for nothing.
I got that, but I'm
If
saying.
they'll pay it, let them pay it, but if they don't wanna pay it, I'll pay it.
yeah. Well, I mean, they have fundraiser stuff as well, don't they?
Okay.
What they're doing
What are we
with
saying,
fundraising?
we're gonna, no, they can't have it for free, offer them the industrial rate, right?
Yes.
If they say no. Okay.
Alright, so we need a motion to approve letting the MES PTO use the community center for the uniform swap at the industrial rate of $50.
I will make that motion and I'll pay the $50 before I leave tonight.
Well, I'm saying we pay that now.
Still between the six of us, that ain't much.
Yeah, that's
If I dropped out, it'd be 10 for each one of y'all. I didn't have a problem with them doing that at all.
Alright, well, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
You got your motion, Jerry?
Mhm.
Alright, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, Tim Thrasher, account number 2-1859-01, filled his swimming pool and is asking for a sewer adjustment of $16.65.
I move we approve the sewer adjustment.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Hardeman County School System mailed their payments postmarked 4/3 of 2023, and the envelope was not received until 4/20/2023. Asking to have late fees removed as follows. Middleton Elementary School, account 4-1400 was $185.41. We'll have to do one at a time, so,
These are just the late fees?
Yes.
like I said, I can announce them as we go. I can announce them all, and we still gotta vote on one at a time, do we not? Yes. So, do I have a motion to adjust the late fees for the MES, or Middleton Elementary School, in the amount of $185.41?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed. Next, the Middleton High School gym, account number 2-0389, to be adjusted by the late fees in the amount of $128.43. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I got a motion by Nan, do I have a second?
I'll say.
All right, I got a second by Sharon. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next is Middleton High School, account number 2-0440, late fees in the amount of $92.88. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I need a second? Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Next is, Middleton High School, account number 2-0388, in the amount of late fees of $207.57.
I'll make a motion.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? No. Number 28, Mark Wilbanks, account number 4-1820-02, paid with a credit card and receipt was not printed out, so payment was not posted. Asking to have late charges removed due to office error in the amount of $11.10.
So moved.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Rob Erskine's, account number 2-2094-02, they have their own garbage dumpster and sanitation fee charged in error, asking to have the sanitation fee of $22.28 removed.
I need some clarification on that. Who is that?
This is the candy store at the crossroads,
That's
the new
one.
candies,
The candy store, so he has a dumpster that he gets from
Yeah.
CMP,
Yeah,
and they do not use garbage pickup.
so I had put it on there because I didn't see a dumpster.
It's between,
Oh.
And so, yes.
between the two
If
stores.
they can get a dumpster from CNP and pay them, we don't charge the garbage pickup.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay.
Do I have a motion to remove the $22.28?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let's have it. Family Dollar, account number 2-1960, family called asking for a refund of the late fees, no postmark on the envelope, and the check was dated 1/4/2023 before the 1/10/2023 due date, in the amount of $11.13.
While back, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl, she sent me an email, she was just looking over the account and saw it.
They
She
usually
just-
pay on time.
Yes.
I mean, there was
I mean,
no
it was
postmark,
probably
so-
on time, the
Yeah.
check was 11/4, I mean, they usually are on time.
Yeah.
I move we wait for 11/13.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Alright, let's have it. Next, you got your revenue and expense report.
I just wanna say one thing, when I saw that agenda, I never thought we'd be.
I
doing
didn't
it.
We had predicted 9 o'clock, so.
With the presentation, I thought it was gonna run a little over myself, but I tried.
We did miss one of the presentations, though, she didn't show, so.
Yeah.
I do have a motion. I would like to make a motion that we adjourn.
All right. Well, I don't know if you're gonna get a second in this crowd.
I know one won't.
Well, you wouldn't hear it if you did.
I turned this way out here, and you're like, oh.
Well, I have a motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Well, thank y'all.